Hello everybody. So I have promised this video to give a quick review on the fairy cards that have come out by Karen Kay. Alright, apologies for the lighting. I'm actually filming. It's Tuesday night tonight. I'm recording today in case my little one's running around our feet tomorrow, because he'll be in the house with me, so you can see all the cosy, subtle lighting in the therapy room behind me. It's got a nice, cosy autumnal evening feel to it tonight. So yeah, I just wanted to put a quick video up because I found these cards. They were actually on a Facebook page, Spirit Walker Crystals, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you like crystals, definitely go and check that out. I'll put a link in the comments on this video. So I found these ones, but they're by an author called Karen Kay, which now some of you may have seen. She's had a few articles on or in the Mind, Body, Spirit magazines. And this isn't a criticism against her at all. It's not a personal attack or anything like that. It's more just a word of guidance. Because as I said, I've read some of the articles she's put out. I've done a little bit of, I've gone online and seen the kind of thing that she's up to. And my hesitation when I saw who this deck was by was only because, to me, she feels very much like a quick replacement because of the whole, if some of you are aware of the Doreen Virtue, who used to do the angel and fairy stuff for Hay House, and then she left. She became Christian, absolutely fine. She went off, and then Karen Kay came in and sort of replaced Doreen on the fairy front, which is fine. And again, it isn't a comparison or anything like that. It's not, I prefer Doreen and I don't like Karen Kay. It's only that it's very airy-fairy, some of the stuff that she's putting out there. And I don't know if this is genuinely her or the way that she's been led by the publisher. But it just seems, when you're working with the Fae, okay, they are elemental beings, all right? They're not here to grant us wishes. They're not, I mean, angels aren't here to do that, but they're not angels in that sense. They're not connected in the divine for that purpose. They're here to look after nature, okay? And if you think about it, why would they want to help us, the human race, when we're damaging the planet so badly anyway, all right? And they've been devilized and all the rest of it. They're very much gone into hiding. But if you want to work with the Fae, and I've got the experience of doing that, it has to be in a very respectful manner, all right? And energy in different areas is going to be different anyway. Over in Wales, the fairy energy is very different than over here in Northern Ireland. So it's a two-way street when you're working with them. They're not all about making wishes come true and, you know, fairy dust and sprinkles and love and light and all the rest of it. If you look at some of the fairy decks, you'll notice that there's a lot of darker images. If you think more kind of goblins and trolls and that kind of with the pointy noses, and sometimes that's what they can come across as, okay? So they're not all just pretty pink and fairy wings like that, all right? It's not all sparkles and light. And it's definitely, if you want something from them, you have to give something first, okay? So when I was working with them to start with, and you know, the whole way along really, if I wanted their respect, because that's what you need before you start, before they'll even come near you to work with you, I used to go and litter pick. All right, there was a walkway that I used to do on the school run, it took us through the woods, and I used to go and pick up litter because there was a lot of it. And it's things like that, okay? It's definitely a two-way street. And if they don't want to work with you, they won't. So yeah, you can leave them offerings and all the rest of it, but they'll know your intention before you do, and they'll know whether or not you're sincere, okay? So yeah, it's more just my reservation on working with a Fae was just, I don't want to see it promoted that you can ask them for anything, start messing around with that energy, think it's all fluffy bunnies, because sometimes it's not, all right? These are powerful beings. They can manipulate nature. They work with the elements, and they're not all just about making our dreams come true. Because even Tinkerbell has got anger management issues. Let's face it. So it's not always just smiles and giggles and laughter and fun and all of that. So especially if you're working with children around the fairies as well, and once you invite them in, they can be a very kind of busy, chaotic energy too. So you have to be prepared and know how to deal with them properly. All right, but that said, this deck is absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know with the lighting if you can see it today, and excuse my desperate in need of painted nails, but it's got beautiful flowers and the keys. And I'm going to put the intention out now, just a general card for us tomorrow, and see if I can pull up a quick message, all right? But I think these are fairly new. These Oracle of the Fairies, it's called. And as I said, I'll put a link up, but I got these from, oh, that's nice. I got these from Spirit Walker Crystals. Okay, so the card that's come up, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And the card is Magical Blessings. Okay, so again, the wording is lovely. Magical Blessings. Yes, that's lovely. And yes, it's nice to know that we're being supported by the divine and all the rest of it. But again, a word of caution, don't expect things for nothing. All right, we have to put the work into. It says, whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say that you can bless others too. All right, always ask permission before you send energy to other people or healing, or, you know, if sometimes people don't want or need help. So just always double check on that first. I'm sorry if I'm being negative or a spoilsport. I feel that there's a lot of half truth being spread around the world on a lot of different subjects at the moment, and that sometimes we need to just stop a minute and be like, all right, although I mean well, you know, you've got to think of other people and not work in ego on, oh, it makes me feel good to help others, because that can be a little bit of an ego trip when we go, oh, it's all about how I feel. It's all about that sort of the adrenaline, the buzz then on chasing that feeling of, oh, that feels good. All right, so just make sure that you do things for the right reasons. But again, you've got the 3 fairies on there, so I'm getting definitely like a feminine goddess energy on that. So if you work with lunar energy, I know I harp on about the lunar stuff too, but with the 3 phases of the moon, 3 phases of the goddess, okay, that number is definitely coming in. And when you do, if any of you follow a Wiccan path, it's 3 times 3, okay? It's that kind of feel. Affirmations and all the rest of that, repeating them 3 times, etc., etc. But yes, definitely, hands are up, smiles on the faces, and it's like a feeling of gratitude. Like when you get some good news and you're like, yes, and you look up there and you're like, thank you. It's that kind of thing. So blessings are on their way. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted. Okay, so yes, absolutely lovely deck. Karen Kay, that's my review and just my quick word of caution on working with the Fae. It's a 2-way street, okay? Please be respectful and please be mindful that you have to put the work in if you want them to help you. It's definitely a relationship built on respect, okay? So there we are. Love to you all. Bye.